The RYA SafeTrx app is an app for both Android and Apple iOS smartphones that allows you to track your journey on your phone. You can enter your journey details directly from your smartphone and plan a trip, knowing that should you not arrive by the time given, a nominated emergency contact will be alerted and advised to initiate appropriate action. Where your emergency contact calls HM Coast Guard about an overdue trip, the Coast Guard will have access to your location and trip data through a secure SafeTrx server. In this video, we will explain how to use the Sail Plan mode and the Track Only mode to plan your trip. Sail Plan mode. Sail Plan mode records a starting point, a destination, and an estimated time of arrival, an ETA. It sends SMS messages to your emergency contacts if you exceed your ETA. Sail Plan mode can be accessed from the home screen and from the sidebar menu. Step 1. Define your sail plan. First of all, choose your vessel by tapping the vessel name, choosing the vessel, and then tapping Select. Then set your expected time of arrival at your destination by scrolling through the date and time, and then tapping Select. Enter the number of passengers on board, making the distinction between adults and children under 16 by tapping the up and down arrows. Then select the type of activity and tap Select. Then hit Next. Step 2. Enter emergency contacts. You will now be able to register your emergency contact information. If you have already done so, the details will appear on this screen. Tap Add New Contact to add a new emergency contact. Choose the person from your phone's address book, or enter the contact details directly into the form itself. Tap Save. At least one emergency contact has to be entered to file a sail plan. You can choose individual contacts for each trip by toggling the button beside the person's name on or off. It's best to advise them that they have been nominated as your emergency contact. Then click Next. Step 3. Choose your start point, waypoint, and end point. After touching Next, a map of your surroundings appears. You may add that position as your start point by holding your finger down on the map. If necessary, the map may be zoomed in. Information on local weather and nearby information for that location can be got by tapping the icons above the starting point map pin. Touch Next to add an optional waypoint, and touch Next again to add an endpoint. Then tap Next. Step 4. Set sail. Once the endpoint has been defined, touch Next. Then step through your personalised safety checklist for this trip. Tap Next. To start your trip, touch the Set Sail button at the bottom of the screen. Review the risk statement and click I agree to proceed. This will send your sail plan details to the RYA SafeTrx server, where your ETA will automatically be monitored. There is also an option to send a notification that your trip has started, along with a link to a tracking page to your emergency contact. Step 5. End your trip. It is vital that when you safely reach your destination, that you end your trip. Failing to do so triggers an escalation process. Please make sure that you end your trip in the app on arrival at your destination by tapping on the End Trip button. Just closing the app does not end your trip, and neither does switching off your phone. There is an option to send a notification to your emergency contacts that your trip has ended. Should you go overdue and HM Coast Guard need to investigate, they will have immediate access to all your log data, including position history, vessel details, trip details, battery level, phone signal strength, and logged ETA to assist in locating you. Editing a trip in progress. If you need to amend your ETA whilst on the water, tap on the Edit Trip button on the Trip in Progress screen. Tap on the pencil icon beside the ETA time to adjust your ETA. The number of people on board, your emergency contacts, the waypoint and endpoints can also be amended while your trip is in progress. There is also an option to send a notification of any changes to your emergency contact. Track Only mode. Quickly start your trip using the Track Only option. In this mode, SMS messages are not sent to emergency contacts. Track Only mode can be accessed from the home screen and from the menu. If you have more than one vessel registered, select the correct one by tapping on the vessel name, selecting the vessel, and then pressing Select. Entering the number of passengers is optional but highly recommended. Track-only mode does not require you to enter an endpoint or an ETA. Positional information is transmitted to the SafeTrx server with the frequency of your choice, so as to conserve your phone's battery should you wish to do so. The standard frequency is set to once every 10 minutes and may be reduced to once every 30 minutes by sliding the blue button to the left, or to 5 minutes, or continuous by sliding it to the right. Our advice is to set it to continuous or 5 minutes when engaged in fast types of water sports. For longer trips and slower vessels, we recommend a lower frequency of transmission. The buttons at the bottom of the screen become active after you start a track-only trip. The Map button allows you to track your trip on the map and get nearby information on ports, marinas, VHF channels, and lifeboat stations. The Cloud button gives you access to weather information. The Share button lets you share your live trip with family and friends ashore. Please remember to end the track-only function when completing your trip by tapping the Stop button. If you do not do so, you will receive an email after 24 hours informing you that you have not ended your track-only trip. Battery levels and signal coverage. The RYA SafeTrx app monitors your phone's battery in real time and adapts to declining battery levels. In sail plan mode, if the battery level falls below 30%, the location transmission interval is adjusted from 1 km to 2 km in order to save battery power. There is also a fail-safe to ensure that if the battery falls to 10%, RYA SafeTrx suspends recording in order to preserve battery power for emergency calls, and also sends an SMS to your emergency contacts. It's important to consider the level of cellular coverage in the area you plan on sailing in, and particularly at your destination. The app requires a mobile data connection to transmit location data in real time and to start and stop sail plan and track-only trips. If you think that mobile phone reception may be intermittent on your trip, then use track-only mode. It will still assist HM Coast Guard if help is needed. You're now ready to get out on the water, safely in the knowledge that should you get into difficulties, HM Coast Guard will be able to access your latest location data. Check out the next video to find out how to call for help should the worst happen.